In League's new Arena mode, you take turns fighting 2v2 battles against 3 other teams. These fights usually don't take very long, but to make sure, Riot implemented a burning ring that appears 30 seconds after round start and closes in on the arena over the next 40 seconds until everything is burning. The important thing here is that this fire doesn't immediately execute you. It is damage over time, ramping up in severity the longer you stand in it. But in League there are a ton of tools that can completely deny any damage or prevent you from dying for some time. This allows for a crazy strat where you actually want the fire to engulf the whole map because you just don't care while your enemies are burning in hell.
Oh, I forgot my Sonya's! Yes, sir!
Plenty of champs can turn themselves or others invulnerable. Bard, Kayle, Kindred, Lissandra, Taric, Tryndamere and Zilean can all survive the burning inferno while stalling time. Items can have similar effects like Zhonya's Hourglass and Guardian Angel. But in Arena there is even more stuff that helps out here: augments. These newly introduced buffs can change the game in completely new ways, and 3 specific ones are really useful for this strategy. Zhonya's Epiphany, which lets you use Stasis as a summoner spell, Die Another Day, which lets you use Kindred's ultimate as a summoner spell, and Ultimate Revolution, which completely resets your ultimate's cooldown once per round. These 3 can dramatically increase your survivability inside the burning zone. So in a theoretically optimal scenario, you can use 2 Kindred ults back to back, 2 Taric ults back to back, 2 Kindred ult summoner spells back to back, 1 Zhonya's per champ and 1 Guardian Angel per champ. That is a very long time during which any of your opponents will long be burned to ashes by the map. Of course, some of the ults and stasis can also be shared with enemies, but that is usually the least of your problems. Sadly, you can't just choose from any augments in the game, but only from 3 that are randomly selected. There are 43 silver, 53 gold and 41 prismatic augments, making your chances of finding a specific one, let alone 2 or 3 specific ones, very slim. Strategic rerolls can help. Remember that Ultimate Revolution and Zhonya's Epiphany are prismatic augments, and Die Another Day is a gold augment. So in this strat, we would recommend that you keep your rerolls for the prismatic augments. But even when you get what you were looking for, it can be hard to successfully pull this off, especially without wasting all your ults and spells before the zone shrunk all the way down. The game plan is simple. You want to survive as long as you can while interacting with your opponents as little as possible. Just running away can work at first, but as the zone shrinks smaller, avoiding your enemies becomes harder. In the early rounds where you don't have ults yet, you can just focus on building whatever is best for your champ. As soon as you have your ultimates or a really good augment, you want to start prioritizing survivability. You can build tank, sustain and movement speeds since you don't want to fight your opponents but let the map finish them off. The Ghost Crawler boots let you walk through terrain for a bit and can help you with running away. Zhonya's and Guardian are both super valuable here, so you should get them as soon as you can. Since keeping all of your survivability tools for the very end is overkill anyways, you might want to use something like Taric ult early to just get you far enough into the game that the fire becomes a problem for the other team. Or you completely swap out one of the survival champs for someone who can peel long enough, like Singed, who is generally very good in this mode, especially when it comes to running away. And after all, in the end, only one of you has to survive to win the round. Once the zone is starting to get small enough, you embrace the inferno and use as many tools as you have to survive. Most of the time your enemies will just try to stay inside the safe zone, not knowing that that is exactly what you were planning. As fun as this strat is, you do need a lot of luck for it to work. While it can also work without the key augments, having just 1 extra ult or the right summoner spell can make a huge difference. We want to find many more crazy strats like these, so if you like this kind of content, please subscribe to the channel. This is the BSD Dojo. Until next time.